Yo, what is up, everyone? We are back with the PODI-Cast. We are on episode 8. We've got us 5 here, myself, Jay, one of your hosts. We've got Brody here.
Hi, I'm Brody.
We got Jovi.
I'm fixing my password as we speak.
Nice. And we got Mike.
Hello, people of the interwebs.
And Rare.
Hello, everyone else that isn't on the interwebs.
We're very inclusive here. We're very inclusive.
It's true.
Like, how would they even know, though?
I don't know. That's the thing. That's why we got to get the podcast out to besides the interwebs. We'll start playing it on the street corners.
Or we just gotta take a transcript of everything, print it in a book, put it into a bottle, and then send it out into the sea.
We gotta do like dead drops and like leave little USB sticks with it, like all our information and stuff, like everywhere. Just like throw them out at helicopters.
That'd be probably be
helicopters.
that'd be the most secure place to put my credit card information.
Probably.
All right, listen, guys, we're gonna rent some helicopters. Put Mike's credit card information on some USB sticks and throw them at the Empire State Building.
So this book that we just found, we open it up and it's just a transcript of all these guys who want to suck Jeff Bezos's farts out of his butt. I don't even know who they are, but the book was an enticing read.
It was actually just this is an Amazon fanfic.
I'm not denying I do. I just never said it.
Okay, guys, we're getting into our first topic, which I believe Brody prepared. Is this the weirdest foods?
Did I?
What is it?
I don't know who picked that topic, but we're gonna talk about the weirdest shit you've ever eaten in your whole life, which ants.
I ate an ant recently by accident.
Honestly.
I was eating Skittles, and where I was had an ant problem, and I ate the ant, and then I like tasted something crunchy, and I like licked my finger to like get it out, and there was a little ant head on my finger staring at me, and the rest of the ant wasn't there, which means I had already eaten the rest of the ant. So I went to sprinted to the liquor shelf and immediately went like down the line. I went root beer schnapps, like that didn't burn enough. Sourpuss, that didn't burn enough. I had like peach schnapps, didn't burn enough. Then I finally hit like a whiskey, and that burnt enough in my mouth where I'm like,
damn,
I'm clean. I'm
See,
free.
so when I was younger, I used to eat ants, and I thought the little red ants, I thought they were the best because they were kind of sour. So I'd fucking crouch down and I'd fucking pick ants up and just put them in my mouth and eat them. And I was like, ooh, this one's sour. Yeah.
I like that you actually had a preference.
Knew their tastes.
I had a preference. I know. I also used to eat pencil lead when I was a kid too.
Okay, that
was special. Like if the lead on my pencil would break, I'd chew on it and I'd eat it.
Do you ever experience consequences from eating either of those things?
No, nobody knew.
No, like in your body, like, internally.
Oh, in my body? No, nothing ever bad ever happened. Like it wasn't like I was sitting there eating ants all day. It was just like, I was waiting for my dad to come out of the house so we could do something. I'm like, I'm gonna eat these couple ants here. quick little snack.
I always find that it comes down to bored eating when you're a kid. Becomes like the weirdest shit that you ever ate in your life.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything like that. Like I'd never put bugs in my mouth from like my direct memory. I didn't do the dirt. Like I probably have, but it's not something that I could remember having ate.
Weirdest food that I ate. Honestly, I'm drawing a blank on that, but I once ate a glow stick because I wanted to glow.
Oh, you wanted to glow. What happened?
Oh, Lord.
Nothing. I was told it was probably not good for me, but I never experienced any side effects. My mouth glowed for a little while, which was kind of cool. I'd go,
and like literally glowed. You literally achieved the magical side effect and no health side effects. That's crazy.
Yeah. I drank the that's.
We do not endorse eating glow.
Apparently, if you eat glow, you're fine, and you actually glow.
It's a very small glow stick, and I'm pretty sure I got lucky. So let's not recommend listeners to drink glow sticks.
Please
imagine
read
they
the
put
safety
like
information.
a a little bit of glow in like a little shot or cocktail at the bars, and then fucking people start dying.
Well, they used
I
to
don't know.
make like cups that like had a nice glow to them using like uranium, and then they realized they were like irradiating everyone who drank out of the fucking cups. So
Oops.
Wait, where? Who
it
did
was
that?
like it was a specific type of ceramic like glaze because it made it like it had a
The
really
braid.
nice color to it, but it was like built with uranium.
Yeah, and like
Ew.
there's also the people that used to paint like the crosshairs on like weapons during the Second World War that would like lick the brush and they'd use like radium.
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden it's just like, I wonder why all these people have cancer.
I wonder. I'm curious.
So I don't think it has anything to do with the radium. Must
No,
have been
definitely
just
not.
it was the dust.
It was an anomaly.
Does
Mhm.
uranium really just glow? I don't get it. Like,
I don't think in its base state it doesn't, but a bit of energy introduced, I think, does cause it to glow. Like you can, I'm pretty sure radium glows naturally, and radium is like one of the
One of the
when
more
uranium
radioactive
decays, I'm pretty sure it decays into radium. Like that's its decayed state, and radium does glow. I
Are
think.
we nuclear physicists? No.
I think.
because like I've heard about it in theory, but like it just clued into me like there might be a rock that literally glows like naturally.
Well, there are bioluminescent
What?
rocks
That
that
well, it's
don't
not
necessarily.
a rock.
though.
It's bioluminescent.
Yeah,
It's
wouldn't be
it's
considered a rock
it's
then.
yeah, you're right. It's the bugs that are bioluminescent, not the rocks. There's
The bugs for sure I knew about. That's also magical. That's
but
crazy.
there
I love
there
those
are there are rocks that glow, but it's not bioluminescence. You're right. It's a different term for it.
Cool.
Is it just
Phosphorescent?
luminescent?
Luminescent? Something like that.
Probably.
I don't know.
Bro, I
Man.
ain't no scientist. I'm an engineer.
We're talking about rocks, and we're supposed to be
Yes.
talking about weird things you've ate.
Well, speaking of weird things I ate,
Uh,
I used to put
rocks.
rocks in my mouth and clean them off when I was younger.
I just like to see them all nice and spippy and shiny.
Brody.
Like fucking covered in dirt. I'm like, let me just clean that off real quick.
Oh,
We'd go
man,
on a
this
walk
one's-
and we'd get back to the car and it'd have a pocket full of like cleaned rocks. And my mom's just like, what the fuck?
This one's got a lot on it. I can do it though. I believe in myself.
I hope that was just dirt.
Interesting.
It didn't taste like dirt, but I
That
like to
makes
think
me
that it
feel
was.
sick.
This is why I have a strong immune system.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A
Sure.
little bit of germs builds you strong. You know.
Yeah, man.
It's good for you in the end, really.
Exactly.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, that was basically the way that I explored the world. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna like munch on everything. So like I was just like bored eating when you're a child. You're just like eating grass, eating leaves, eating like there was a timeout corner in our house, and then there was like this one like soft cactus that'd have its little branches or whatever coming down from a pot on the top shelf. So it's just like I'm just in timeout, so I'm just nibbling away at this cactus because
I
I'm
just-
bored.
I just picture Mike being like, I'm gonna get in trouble so I can go eat more of that like timeout corner cactus.
I never intentionally did it, but it's just like, well, I guess at least I got something to do here.
What the
'Cause,
fuck's
yeah, it's like-
eating these plants?
Oh no, I drew a picture on the wall, Mom. Like, oh, I'm so sorry you caught me. Like, don't put me in the timeout corner with the delicious cactus.
But that wasn't the weirdest thing I ever ate. I was also like Brody, where it's like, oh yeah, I'd eat ants. I didn't really like particularly remember anything about the flavor, or maybe maybe this one has a little bit of tannins, so it's got a little bit of nip to it, But yeah, it just ended up being crayons.
Crayons.
I ate crayons.
Nice.
Yeah, and then
Nice.
health effects there, Jovi. Multicolored poop.
Whoa, for real?
Just
Like that
wax,
just
yeah.
right?
you saw the wax like really apparently in your poop?
Oh yeah.
That's pretty sick, actually. So we know how to make you glow on this podcast. We know how to make your poops colorful on this podcast. We know how to make some pretty magical shit happen.
Magical shit. Yes.
Magical.
I
shit.
think
That works well.
Now,
I
what if
think
it
for
was
myself-
glowing poop?
I didn't check if
Oh
my
my
poop glowed. I'm
God,
sorry. I forgot to check on the.
I'm just
So it's like
imagining those
multicolored
tiny
glowing
little
poop.
like You know those tiny little glow pills that they put in water to just make it look like really cool and they float? Imagine just like cracking those and swallowing them and then having them coming out still glowing.
Or
How long do they go
or
for?
I don't know.
Experiment time.
Yeah.
or you do that, but then induce yourself to vomit so that everybody's just like, oh my god, what the heck? Just neon green bioluminescence. It's like, oh shit, I've seen this movie before. I need to leave. I need to leave now.
I think the weirdest thing I ate, I have two answers to this question. Because I have one that's the weirdest I ate ethically and the weirdest thing that I've ever tasted. And they were both foods. And these guys still bug me about it, but I really wanted to know what shark fin tasted like, so I tried it in Vancouver, and it's not worth the hype. It's not worth
You
anything.
didn't even finish it.
It was so chewy.
You didn't even finish it.
Think about the biggest piece of gristle on a steak and how chewy that is. Put that in a roll of sushi with rice and seaweed around it. That's all it was. It's just the chewy roll, and it's not worth it. There's no flavor to it. It's I had to try it. I felt like I had to try it. I don't think I would ever
Awful.
eat it again. It was awful. However,
Wasn't
what?
I was gonna say, wasn't that right around when that documentary about like the shark finning and stuff came out?
Pretty well.
I hadn't
Everyone
watched
was
it
like-
yet. I had not watched
People
it
are on
yet.
like extra high alert.
It's like the same thing as like the Save the Turtles trend, I guess, but it was like shark finning and
Yeah, it
boycotting
was-
shark fin soup
yeah,
and stuff.
a lot of people were like telling me to watch this doc. Like even the Octopus Teacher, I haven't watched it yet, and I hear it's really good. But people used to be fine with me having takoyaki, and now everyone looks at me funny. It's like, man,
What's takoyaki?
it's a piece of octopus and a piece like a chunk of batter with a bunch of sauce on it. It's pretty tasty.
Yeah, it's
Are
like
you
a
kidding?
fried.
Stop
Is
playing
fried
that eat
Bilbo.
octopus?
Yeah, and it's only like a tiny chunk in there, but it's pretty tasty.
Wait, but is it bad to eat octopus? Is it like, are you canceled to eat octopus now?
Yes, I
Probably.
don't know.
Octopi are just really smart, so we shouldn't just eat smart things.
Is that why?
Ah,
Is that really the? Is that a
we, need,
thing?
we need more smart things in the world. World's getting dumb, including ourselves.
Yeah, humans don't count anymore.
Yeah.
But the worst thing I ate was in Iceland, and what they do is there's this Greenland shark thing, Greenland whale. I don't remember what it was. What they do is they used to, yeah, it's a whale, and they'd bring it in and they'd typically use it to create lamp oil. But as the lamp oil need went down with electricity and that becoming widely available to the rest of the world, is they decided they would eat it and still continue the fishing. But what they do is they take this whale in, and then because this whale has no urinary tract, all of its piss is just stored in its body. It's just like around in its muscles, in its meat, it's everything. So they put it in the ground with this heavy stone on top of it to try and squish the piss into the earth and get as much of it out as possible. And then what they would do is they'd take that out of the ground and hang it up to let it ferment for however long. And then they would take little chunks of that off and keep it in, and then they would just eat that meat. So it's the most disgusting thing I've ever had. Take blue cheese and times it by like 100, and it's the most
Oh, buddy.
pungent, gross thing. However, Kevin, we all know Kevin, he loved it. He fucking loved it. He ate. We went there just to try it because it's an Iceland delicacy, so we wanted to try it while we were there. And Ben and I like practically threw up in our mouths because they sit you through this little presentation to make sure you know the entire step in the history of why they eat it, and so we know what this is. And we're sitting there, and Kevin's like, "That's pretty good," and he like keeps like having more. Most people are like, and I'm just
Oh my
just
gosh.
watching him put more in his mouth and getting more sick to myself.
Dude,
And
He
what was this
had-
called again?
It's I can't remember
just
what
wanna see a
the
picture.
Icelandic word for it, but it is the Icelandic delicacy of Greenland shark, I believe, or Greenland whale.
A Carl? I don't know how it's pronounced, but
Greenland whale ice.
I can only just
Sounds
imagine
awful.
Kevin being
looks
like
like cheese.
aficionado.
It does look like cheese.
It's not cheese.
It's not. It's not. It's fermented shark or
That's
whale
awful.
called hakarl. And yeah, it's the oh my god, dude, this is like yeah, reliving this and looking at it, it's like ugh. It's the worst.
Rare.
I
Gross.
do not suggest it. I do not suggest it.
Tastes fishy and like mild to strong blue cheese. Most
It's-
agree that the lingering aftertaste can be described only as urine.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ever wanted to
No.
if you ever wanted to have just the taste of piss in your mouth and still be not into piss, that's how you do it. Go to Iceland.
Damn. So they
Yikes.
try and squish it all out, but it's still just pissy in there, huh?
Yes.
If you-
I wonder
you're
if it would
seeking out
taste
this
good if
stuff-
they really got it all out, you know?
If you're
Yeah.
seeking out this stuff to be like to get the taste of piss without being into piss,
You're
I'm
probably
pretty sure that
into
just means
piss.
you're into piss. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think you can
You don't
ignore
want to admit it.
So
if you go
it's
to Iceland to eat this, or Greenland, was it Greenland?
Iceland.
Iceland. Okay. If you go to Iceland to eat this shit after hearing this, you're into piss. Like,
100%.
it's
Now,
not optional.
Unequivocally so.
It
Yeah.
says here it's readily available in Icelandic stores and many to eat it year round, and it's true. You can find it in most gas stations, even like packaged like beef jerky. It's harder to find beef jerky in Iceland than it is this fermented piss blocks, and they're like dried. They're dried fish. It's like dried fish and fermented piss shark or whatever the fuck.
Wow.
It's It's disgusting.
wild.
It is
I can imagine
so
this
disgusting.
is
It's
just
gonna be my New
material.
Year's name. Fermented
just-
piss shark.
Do you think it would taste better in like that beef jerky package form? Like
No, it's just no, because it's literally just I'm gonna send it to the Discord, so you boys can see it. It's literally just like a vacuum sealed bag of what looks like chunks of cheese, and it's just each one of those little blocks just has the taste of piss in it and cheese.
So it's the
Uh,
taste of the ocean mixed with piss mixed with absolute disgusting pungentness of blue cheese.
Yeah, it's like the worst tastes
I'm
in
curious.
food
This
like
is
ever.
the
I
this is
kind of
See,
want to
like,
try it.
I was told that it tasted bad. We knew it tasted bad when we went to go try it, but we wanted to try it. And,
Okay, see, okay.
and so
I
like
get it.
we wanted to experience it, especially since
Yeah.
we were there. It was like a local delicacy. We figured we'd try it.
Do they like
And-
it there? Like they fuck with it there? If you're from there, you're like,
apparently,
Cool.
and I don't get it. If you're gonna go to Iceland and experience something, this should not be it. It should be the waterfalls and the hot springs.
But yeah, I could imagine that we just gave Rare just like a bunch of nightmare fuel to go off of now. Just getting force fed that.
Well, it says it like the most people may gag involuntarily on the first attempt to eat it because of the high ammonia content.
Oh.
They insist that you pinch your nose and that the odor is stronger than the taste. And it's like, why are you having to do all of this just to eat something? Eat something
Yeah, it's
else.
like, you're
Right?
trying really hard to make this work. But
Yeah. Why are you trying so
Honestly.
hard to make this a thing?
I mean, beggars can't be choosers.
I guess.
It was probably like, oh yeah, we just kind of figured this shit out way back in the day, and then it just kind of carried forth.
right?
There was
It's-
industry behind it.
It's like the Chinese century egg, which are like 100-year preserved eggs that basically just turn black and people love them. They're a
Ugh.
delicacy for some fucking reason.
Ugh.
Oh, buddy. That's
I
something.
I don't have the strongest stomach. None of this sounds enjoyable to me.
Oh.
Brody said he ate ants on purpose, and I was already getting squeamish, so I did not need any of this extra.
Ants.
Especially bugs. Bugs get me the worst. I hate bugs. I've tried very hard to get over it, but like I do not like bugs. When I was in China and we went to one of the like street markets, and it's just like a grocery store of just bugs that are like fried and cooked in different ways, like scorpions on little like lollipop sticker like skewers and stuff.
Ugh.
Deep fried tarantulas like this big around, like the size of your
No,
like
no.
palm, and like
Well,
it just reeked of bug, and it.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so hard to keep it together. I hate bugs.
See,
is
out
that
of
perfectly
everything,
healthy to do if you eat it? Like, is that totally
Bugs
fine?
are protein. Yeah, bugs are fine.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bugs are actually supposed to
Bear
be one of
Grylls,
the better
bro.
options for like food,
Yeah.
Really?
but
Yeah, for
they're
some
nasty,
for you.
reason,
and I'm not gonna do it. So
eating like crickets and grasshoppers apparently has more protein than like a lot of steaks or something.
yeah.
For like for the same amount of
Really?
same
For the
weight.
same
Yeah,
amount.
like-
That's a fucking lot of crickets, though.
Like
Yeah,
I
gram,
don't know.
exactly.
gram per
Like,
gram.
I'll have some crickets, like because
A
they have
gram
like
of
flavored
steak is a
crickets,
lot
you know?
different than a gram of fucking fried crickets.
Yeah, like
it's not
fucking
worth
8-ounce cricket slob. Like, oh,
like
Dude, I don't know about you
Oh.
guys, but like I would fuck with crickets.
the worst
had
part.
I'd definitely go with that.
I've had crickets on a pizza. I've had scorpion on pizza, like that whole stuff. I've also had
it
like
seems alright.
seasoned fried crickets, like that you just like grab a little bundle of and you eat, and it wasn't that bad. It like that might have been
Especially
another
the
weird
seasoned
thing I've
ones.
ate,
Like,
but
those are just like
salted. It just felt it tasted like
what it is.
fluffy, overcooked fries. Like they were like the veggie straws. They were like veggie straws, but
Nice.
with like
Yeah.
seasoning on it.
Buggy straws.
The
Yeah, it was
worst part about it
pretty
for me
decent.
isn't the thought of the flavor or the taste or the texture. The thought that there's bugs inside of me, I do not like.
Yeah.
That concept
Yeah, I'll give you that
freaks
one.
me the fuck out.
It's
I
just
don't
the
like the
fact
idea that there's
it's
a bug in me. I
bug.
don't want it. I don't like any part of it. No
Yeah,
bugs inside me.
One of my biggest fears was always to just like have some form of like maggot infestation on my skin somewhere. And I
Yeah.
was just like,
It makes me
just the
seem like,
thought of it, I'm like, like
what's the next subject?
goes right. Yeah, might as well change to this.
You can keep going, Mike. Sorry, I don't mean to actually interrupt.
No, that was pretty much the end of it
that's-
because like, ugh, man, it just makes you just like tingle, just like, ugh, just retorts terribly, just at the thought of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen those videos, and the moment it pops up on my phone or my
You're
computer,
just like,
it's,
nope, nope.
you've never seen
skip
me
it.
scroll away from something so fast.
Mm-hmm.
That is, yeah, new subject.
Question. Jovi, did we hear something from you that you've eaten that's gross?
Not really.
Yeah,
Nope.
Joe, you can't get out of this, buddy.
Hit us with it,
No,
dude.
no, I'm not hiding. I'm not hiding. I have two things on my mind.
Whose piss
First
have you
one-
drank?
Only my own, but I was thinking like drinking doesn't count as eating, so I couldn't say that one. I consider
Good
it like,
technicality.
only my own piss. I haven't drank other people's piss. Yet.
I don't know if that's any better.
I don't
Yeah.
know either. You know, it's like life is crazy.
You're
It
just
is.
gonna end up going to Iceland and like eating some of that shark, and then you're gonna figure out whether or not you're a piss man or not.
Maybe. No, I already know I'm like definitely a bit of a piss man. But
I don't need rotten shark to tell me that. I know this shit for facts.
that's facts. No, that's in my blood. That's in my
Well,
upbringing.
it will be.
You know,
You got
that's
piss
will
in
what
be
your
it
in your
blood.
is.
You got
Piss
Hold
in
on.
your blood.
you need to go to the
This
hospital.
is in
just-
your upbringing.
It just comes natural, man. Like, yeah, honestly, yeah. Like I peed my bed till I was 15. This is a fact that we all know.
I mean,
That makes pee part of my upbringing. Like that was
I
part of my
guess.
life. Like piss was a thing in my life. And I also learned that fetish. This isn't even my thing, but like anyway, real quick note: fetishes can come from shame. I was very ashamed to do that. I think that's the connection there. But anyway, this is the first thing I ate. It's nice. It's not gross. It's gross, but it's not like a sex joke. It's like I used to, when I was a kid, I used to really love in the wintertime eating the rotten crab apples that fell off my tree, like when they were like shriveled and like mad, like fermented, low key, like. And I wonder if they were genuinely fermented, and I liked them because I was like a little 5-year-old like alcoholic. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I never felt anything really, but they tasted fucking great. And my mom would know, and she wouldn't let me go play outside because she was like, "You're gonna eat the apples," and like she would make me promise her before I go outside, like, "Promise me you won't eat these apples." Like, then I would go outside and I would eat the apples, and I would come back in, and she'd be like, "Did you eat the apples?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I ate the apples." Like,
Doesn't even try to hide it. Just like, yeah, I bamboozled you again. Watch me go.
and like, yeah, I just fucking loved them. Like, I never got sick. I just thought they tasted like great. Like, yeah. Been a while since I've tried one. They look pretty gross now. Like, I just think about worms, and it scares me.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were great when I was a kid. The second thing is like cum, and it's my own cum, and like
we go from fermented apples to cum.
that's
See,
why
I
I
don't
like
think
pointed
Oh,
that's
out.
how we grow
That's
up.
why I pointed out that the first one is like
I don't
it's
think that's
nice.
weird.
It's
I
not
don't
a
think that
sex
counts as
joke.
weird.
No, because I think like the public thinks it's weird. You know, I don't think it's weird either. I think like, bro, why is it weird that I have tasted my own cum when other people have tasted my cum and it's not weird? It's like,
Yeah,
it's like
I'm
fine.
not
You know what I
gonna
mean?
call that
Like
one weird.
everyone accepts swallowing as a thing, so it's not even weird to swallow your
Yeah.
cum. But the thing is, I do it as like practice. I'm like, I wonder if like, first of all, like, you know,
That's weird. You made it weird.
no, like, I do it to see like how used to cum I am. You know, like I'm like, you know, am I afraid of a little cum? You know, cum's not scary. I'll have some cum. What's scary about cum? And then I also kind of do it. Wait, I'm laughing too hard.
Joby's like, do I want to say this on the internet?
I also can't. No, it's not that. It's not that. Like I was choking on my laughter. I want to say
Oh.
this. I have nothing to hide. Look, life's about being transparent. I will be the deepest me to everybody. I have nothing to hide. Let's get it. Also, like I'm just preparing for like future gay experiences. You know what I mean? I don't want to be afraid of cum when it comes at me. I want to make sure that I kind of know what that's like to have cum in my mouth. Look.
You know what?
Oh,
Fucking good
I'll
on
taste
you,
it.
man. Like,
This-
I'll
I
taste
gotta
it.
say.
you know, you're an
I'll taste it
adventurous
kind of
boy.
frequently lately. Honestly, like within the week, like I've got on my hand a little bit. You lick it off, you just get used to it. You just get used.
I
This
had
is
no
why
I mean,
we all
yeah,
love
it is.
Joby.
It is just that
Eating
exposure
cum,
therapy
like,
for
if you
sure.
want.
It's exposure therapy.
fact that
It's
you're, like,
literally exposure
doing
therapy.
it as like exposure therapy is a little weird to me. I'm not gonna lie. It's the weirdest reason I've ever heard someone like.
No, because
Oh.
I'm like, am I just pretending that I'm gay, or am I, you know what I mean? Like, let's see how I feel about cum. You know.
All right.
All right.
I mean,
There's,
hey, good
Doing it.
on you,
I'm just
man,
saying
for
that one's weird.
experimenting
That one
however
fits
you
the
want.
answer. You fit the category.
You know, there's
Um,
clinics. There's clinics you can go to where they'll give you a whole cup of it, Jovi.
I feel like they shouldn't do it like that.
See, that does
I
scare
feel
me.
like
That
that's.
does
I
scare
feel
me.
like that's not
I
the
don't know,
proper
like,
use for one of those.
I don't know if
clinics.
they'll actually give it to you if you're like, my intention is to consume this like orally.
Just going-
My
go-
intention
go
is to
into
put
a
it in the
s-
freezer with a
If you
popsicle.
like walk
Yeah,
up to like a
Take off
fucking pregnancy
afterwards.
clinic,
Yeah.
like walks into the
Why
pregnancy
do you need
clinic
this
and you're
cum,
like, yeah, I'd
sir?
like a cup of cum, please. I just 1 cup of cum, please, for me.
What do you need? What do you need this cup of cum for, sir? What do you?
Just
What do
want
you
a
actually
protein
need
shot
this
in my
for?
coffee, please.
Exposure therapy. It's very official, actually.
Official business here.
My doctor actually prescribed it and holds up a note with crayon.
Sorry, I pooped that one out.
Oh man,
Yeah, Rose, that's what I've been eating in my life.
cum and rotten apples. Copy.
Damn.
It's the diet of a champion, you know. You know, like in Rocky, when he
Yes,
goes
yeah.
through that phase, like Eye of the Tiger shit, and he's like training, he drinks eggs,
Just
rotten
raw
eggs and
yeah.
cum. No, rotten apples and cum, not rotten.
Rotten apples and cum.
Rotten apples and fresh eggs.
Just
You know.
gotta,
You
are-
gotta
you are
throw
not
that into
tough.
your morning smoothie.
You're not tough if you can't keep up with this diet.
Just
That should be your first album, Jovi. Rotten apples and cum.
Yeah,
That's actually a
that's
fitting
good.
title for an album.
Rotten
That kind of
apples and
fits
cum
my
shot.
emotions. That actually is like, because you know when I make I Want to Be About My Emotions, Rotten Apples and Cum is a good title for my emotions.
Oh, I love this.
That's why we love
Uh,
Jovi.
Yeah.
Just so
That's how it's been
unapologetically
lately.
himself.
That's how it's been, boys. Life
How
has
it's
been
been,
rotten
boys.
apples and cum.
That's yeah, though. Yeah.
Yo, I'm making that my Instagram story. I don't care if my mom can see it.
It's like, and then pulls out camera to do it. Oh man.
Holy fuck. Well, there's literally, I don't think, any way to segue into our next topic.
I've been
with
sitting
this.
here trying to think of how to
I'm
segue
just-
to this
yeah,
next thing, and
I've
it's
been
just
waiting for
not.
a moment and it's not happening. We are going to forcefully change subjects of rotten apples and cum into some weeb topics, which could,
Yes.
you know, rotten apples and cum could be why there's a lot of weebs in the world. Is we're rotten apples and there's lots of cum.
Yes. This is true.
That's all I can think of, guys. That's my best bet.
It's my best attempt.
No,
at segue.
here's mine. Here's mine. Speaking of cum, which world
Weebs.
would you want to come in?
I think that's the best we're gonna get.
That is the
There you
best
go.
we're gonna get.
Which anime universe do you want to sling cum in? Like,
Okay.
Yes. True.
Yes.
So
that's
basically, well, we've got two parts to this question.
Yeah.
Basically, if we got isekai to an anime world, which one would we want to be isekai to? But which one would you want to get sent to as the protagonist, and which one would you want to get sent to as the antagonist? Ooh.
I thought it was
See, and-
protagonist and civilian.
Yeah, that's kind of what I prepped, but
What?
I guess like
It said villain. Josh
Villain?
said
civilian.
Josh said the main character in villain, didn't he?
Civilian.
Oh wow, I read villain.
I
and
read
that
it
was
as
just
villain
my
also,
brain.
but that's okay.
Everything's fine.
Well, shit. Let's do
Hey.
3.
It's-
Oh,
yeah,
Character villain or civilian.
we absolutely can.
Damn. Now I got to think about as a civilian.
yeah, because it's a little bit different than a protagonist and an antagonist.
Yeah,
Right?
because you're this.
You're
You
just
know.
the side characters, just like
Just existing.
background out
So,
there
like-
existing in this life.
Attack on Titan. Don't want to be a civilian on that one.
No,
No
Just
fucking
Titan.
thanks.
just Titan food, man. That's all you are.
Yeah.
Get stomped on. You have fucking giant pieces of debris of buildings and everything just flying and just crushing you.
Right. Right.
Just doesn't sound like a very prosperous life. Nothing that I would
No,
like
that would
to,
not
to,
be
to
good.
mess around with.
Jovi is probably one of the lesser weebs of the group. So
Yes.
I want you to go first, Jovi. You can say cartoons as well, just like standard American cartoons. If you-
No, I mean,
Okay.
is Yu-Gi-Oh anime or is it standard American?
Yu-Gi-Oh's an
it
anime.
is. It is.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know some animes. Like there, I have a little selection that I can
Yeah.
choose from.
Let's
I've
hit it
watched
then.
some Pokemon. I've watched some Yu-Gi-Oh. I've watched some Attack on Titan. You know what I've been thinking lately, guys? I did think about this question a little bit, and I'm really horny lately, like so horny. And I know a lot of animes can be like really horny. You know,
It's true.
like
It's
I
true.
don't know any horny animes personally. I don't dabble into enough.
What?
What'd you say?
Nothing. I just coughed.
You cough, but did you cough a suggestion? A show title?
Glover. What?
I don't know to be honest. But because I'm just like really like I just been thinking about sex all the time. So
Jovi would need to end up in a harem anime.
Absolutely.
just some really horny anime. That's what I want. I don't want Yu-Gi-Oh. You know, I'm not trying to battle monsters. I'm just tired of life. Like I'm not tired of life, but like I just want to be in sexy land. I just want to. That's all I want. Like just sexy land.
Well,
Like a
fellow weebs.
Bigata HK.
Yeah,
HK.
I think. Oh man,
You lose it.
there's a lot of well, there's just a lot of just generalized like harem stuff that's become really popular these days. But
What's your
internet,
favorite horny anime?
no,
What's
I'm
that one
just
with the four sisters
Force Sister?
Hunter
or five?
uh,
Five sisters.
the-
high
Quintessential
school.
quintuplets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quintessential quintuplets is that's like kind of like a wholesome one though. I was thinking for Jovi
Oh.
like DXD.
No. You know,
High
if
School of the Dead or whatever.
I'm not even. I want wholesome. No,
You
I
do
want
want-
just.
Jovi, do you want to date five sisters at once?
If it's wholesome,
Well, there you go.
Imagine
like
that,
if we
though.
have good communication, we're nice to each other, we cook each other breakfast, we cuddle together. You know,
That's probably the
That's
place you want to
cool.
be then. That's probably the place you
Yeah.
want to be.
Like
Imagine
I'm
that.
thinking in a fantasy land. Like I have been horny, but I'm not like pervy horny. I'm just lonely. I just want to cuddle with everyone.
Fair enough, dude. I agree with that. I think quintessential
Lonely lads for
quintuplets
life.
is dude, sad boys. I think quintessential
Sad boys.
quintuplets is the place for you then
That is
for
the answer.
wholesome and lots of stuff. If you wanted
That's
like
awesome.
a lot of the internet knows High School DxD as the horny one.
Yeah.
That was my
Man,
only
there's so many.
suggestion. Otherwise, I know Mike is
There
aware.
is a lot.
Mike is
There are
hyper
so
aware of
many.
this stuff, but
I
what,
had to get out of like watching a lot of those because I was just like, this is just not good for my health at the end of the day. And also at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I actually want some story and some plot.
What was bad?
Some
What was bad for your
plot.
health about it? Why did you stop watching? Your horny TV
I
shows.
couldn't get the shit-eating grin off my face, and I was just like constantly this like super like I don't know. I was like at this like excited state all the fucking time. Not in
That
that way,
sounds
but like
cool.
it was still just like one of those like I can't think of anything else. It is only
Too much
this.
all the time.
Yeah,
Bro,
just overstimulated.
not much makes me feel that way. I don't think any media would give me that reaction. I'm kind of envious that you can react that way to something. You should get back into it, bro. That
I
sounds like a
literally
good
just sit
feeling.
there like, well, that's why I always like find one dumpster fire to watch every single season, and
Right.
this season is Girlfriend, which is like if you took Sister Wives and boiled it down into an anime form.
oh gosh, I
And essentially all it is
I
just
agree
like,
with
oh
that.
yeah,
like everyone who's like really into anime needs like something that they're actually interested in, something that they just laugh at, and then a dumpster fire that's just like full of
Mhm.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
that was what Domestic Girlfriend was.
I miss Domestic
That's
Girlfriend.
what Rent a Girlfriend was, and all of those is just like, just the fire was roasting perfectly.
You guys still haven't seen Happy Sugar Life on Amazon. That is a fire. It is. I'm subjecting. I'm going to be staying out of town again for a little while, and I'm sharing a room with Colin and a buddy from work, Mike. And I showed them the first episode of it, and they were both like, "What the fuck?" Because Colin wanted to show this dude Hige Hero, and like that's a romance drama. It's not a dumpster fire. It's
No.
not too crazy of a dumpster fire. If anything, it's pretty tame. But this one, my God, I highly recommend it. We're just going through anime recommendations for Jovi now, and I've already recommended
really.
that to Jovi.
He has. I do know.
All right. Let's get back on topic here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brody,
who else?
where you at?
So okay, so if I was one of the main characters, I would pick One Piece. Because I just
One
being
Piece,
a fucking
yeah.
pirate would be lit. I just think that'd be so much fun,
Mm-hmm.
honestly.
I feel that.
And not necessarily like being the main character, like whatever, if I had rubber powers, cool. But I just like one thing I love so much about One Piece is just that the world is set up in a way that literally the writer could write anything into it and you'd just be like, yeah, all right, sounds good.
Yeah,
Like if there was a guy who was like, I have balloon powers and he turns into balloons, you'd be like, yeah, okay. Whereas in Naruto, if some guy was like, oh, I have a balloon jutsu, you'd be like, well, that's kind of fucking stupid. Why would you have a balloon jutsu? You know?
I agree. One Piece is one of my favorites for having nonsense powers, but pulling them in really well.
Yeah,
I agree
right?
with you. I like not necessarily be the main character of One Piece, but be a main character in the world of One Piece. Fuck
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
on the exact same boat as you. Like literally
Boat.
on the same boat as you.
On the same, we are pirate crew, Rare.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Co-captains.
I was gonna be your first mate, but sure, I'll take that
Yeah, dude,
promotion.
we can be co-captains.
Cool
You can be first, second, and third mate. Wink.
Eyebrow raise.
Huh?
Yeah. Do you have a one for your civilian slash villain?
You know, the civilian one, I don't really know, but I think for the villain one, man, I think I do Tokyo Ghoul for the villain one because technically the good guys are the villains. But I just think being a fucking ghoul would be lit. I'd be into it. I'd be super down. I don't care. I'll eat people. Whatever.
So back to the
But I
weirdest
just
thing
like
you've ate.
I like the whole like the mask thing and stuff. I just think the aesthetic of it's really cool.
That's true.
But I wouldn't want to be like police officer, dude. Fuck that. I'd want to be a ghoul.
And you're not
Yeah.
wearing that shirt, ironically, for this?
No, I just dude, this is like my go-to I'm not working shirt.
Mhm.
I
Is it
get home and I
comfortable?
take my work shirt off and I just put this on. I mean it's a t-shirt, but it's like 2XL, so it's loose and baggy. As for the civilian one though, shit man. I have no clue. I'll have to come back to that one and think about it a little more.
I have so many.
If I were since I kind of jumped on yours with the like we're heroes in the same one, I'm gonna just do mine next because I'm like already halfway through it. But if I was a civilian, I'd probably pick something like No Game No Life because it's just I really like
Yeah.
the concept everything's solved with games and I thought that was really cool. Or Konosuba because it's just stupid and like I feel like that would be just a fun world to be part of, especially if you're not the main character. I'm just some like ditzy blonde in the background doing stupid shit. That sounds like a good time. Like, yeah. And then if I'm the villain, do manga count? Can
Yeah. If
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no
Oh, yeah,
animes,
yeah.
there's no
Okay.
animes out of it. It still counts.
One of my favorite ones for a fun villain was I'm the villainous girlfriend or whatever. Concept is it's an isekai, but you get transported in as the villain, and you realize you played the game before, and you know you die at the end. So you're like, oh fuck, I have to like do everything in my power to rearrange it. But it's like a dating sim basically. So you're constantly trying to like get the main like end person like relationship goal to fall in love with you instead. I thought that would be fun to be the villain of that. Being like, no, I'm gonna fuck up the whole game. I'm gonna ruin it all. And I'm gonna be like, you're gonna fall in love with me instead. That would be fun. That would be a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, I'm watching that one too, and that was one of the ones that I was thinking of as far as even just being like isekai'd into, because then it's just like I love that idea of hey, you get transported into another world, like, and you start basically from scratch in a sense, but then you have all of your previous knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that idea. So again, for mine, I was like, oh, I have no fucking clue which one to pick because it's like a lot of the anime, it's like I wouldn't want to be that character because they go through a lot of really fucked up shit
Mm-hmm.
and you know, potentially just get killed and all this other stuff, or had to go through a bunch of trauma or watch people die and all that other stuff, and you're just like, I'd rather just like have a chill life, you know, just like have a fun time. So, but then like once I ended up going through my whole list, I ended up like with a big chunk of which ones you'd want to do for main character, and then another chunk for like as a civilian because I'm like, oh shit, I've seen a lot of anime. So I'm just gonna go down the list here,
Please
and
do.
yeah. So I guess as a main character, Food Wars, Shokugeki no Soma. Like that'd be so much fun because then it's like all you get to do is go to a prestigious culinary school, learn how to cook amazing food. You get to eat amazing food all the time, and then you get to harness the ability to make everyone go ooh on your food all the time. Just like oh, you know, get to make people feel your food. in ways that you never thought you could feel food before. So that was one of them. Another one was Wise Man's Grandchild, and Mushoku Tensei, and then also Knights and Magic. So it kind of like all comes together into that whole idea that you're starting out in this other world with all of your previous life experience, that you're able to just like harness and really become like the most super overpowered character in the entire world. So
That
like
would be fun.
Wise Man Grandchild, um, basically just like gets reincarnated as this little baby and then gets picked up by this Grand Master Wizard in this forest after his family was killed. And it was just like brought all this like science information in, and then it's just like, oh, okay, so I just do this, and then all of a sudden just makes this ginormous spell that destroys an entire mountain range, and you're like, all right. Same idea with like Mushoku Tensei. It was just like, oh yeah, get to do that same thing. And then Knights and Magic is just like, oh yeah, this guy really, really liked mechs in his old life, and then ended up getting reincarnated, and then figured out, oh, there's all this magic shit going on. So he ended up making like all these giant mech suits and everything that were run on magic and every. And I'm like, damn, that's cool.
Word.
But it's like there is one thing I really like about and like some animes where the character starts off like at a bottom level and then works his way up to be like this ultimate power. So like One Punch Man, or like in Dragon Ball, where it's like all about the training and the grind.
Mhm.
And also like My Hero Academia. So that'd be like
Yeah.
really fucking cool to just be in that type of universe where it's like, oh yeah, if I work hard at stuff, then it's like, oh yeah, you just keep on developing your power, make yourself out to be like super cool.
Totally. And you'd be in a position where that's what you could just focus on, which would be dope.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like real life where you have a bunch of other shit that you have to do.
Yeah, so it's like I don't see anybody like, oh, I need to do all of this. Like I have to go and work a part-time job so that I can fund my hero career.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Where's that anime?
Yeah,
Right?
it's nowhere because the whole reason for anime is to help us escape our world. And here we are.
Yeah, right?
It's the literal sense of isekai. It's like, yeah, we're trying to get the fuck out of here so we can play something else. And on that front too, I don't know what it is, but I really like the whole world of Gate, the one where a gate ends up or like this portal between this feudalistic magic world and modern day Japan opens up, and then they end up like attacking all the Japanese citizens, and then they send the military in. So then it's like super overpowered military against like knights and dragons, and like yeah, that'd be pretty fucking dope. Gotta
Yeah,
say.
that. What's that one called again? You've told me to look into it multiple times, and I keep forgetting to add it to my list.
It's called Gate.
It's just Gate.
Yeah, at least on Crunchyroll. But it's like Gate and those that fought there or something like that.
Okay, I'm gonna download the manga.
Very nice, like really cool concept, and
So yeah, it sounds neat.
I don't know. I actually just recently rewatched it because I watched the first episode and I was like, damn, like this anime was really good, and then I ended up watching all the first season and the second season within like a sitting. But if I had to say, if I had to be in Jovi's camp, where I'm all about the sweet lovin's times, I'm all about the plot, if you will. Infinite Stratos.
Infinite Stratos. I
Yeah.
forgot about that shit. Oh my gosh.
So
The
for
German
anybody,
chick
yeah.
sweats.
Well, if that's your sexy one, I want that to
My
be my
goodness,
sexy one.
it's terrible. It's terrible too, because like I've forgotten what her name is, but she is my icon on Mal on like my anime list.
The German girl?
Yeah. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's just
It's same.
not there. But yeah, just going to this all girls school to like pilot Mecca, and then all of these girls just loving you. You're just like,
Laura Bodwig.
there we have it. The one, the only.
Damn, she's not in
Alright.
my heaven seat on Twitch. I gotta fix that.
It's a terrible, absolutely terrible, Brody.
I think that
My
leaves
bad.
just the one true degenerate here.
It's me.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, it's me. I haven't thought this one through like crazy, but main character wise would have to be some kind of romance drama because they're hilarious and cute and I'm lonely.
Mm.
I think Love is War would be great as long as I could still hear the narrator. If I could be in Love is War and still hear the narrator, that would be amazing. If you don't know, it's this kind of wholesome drama about these two, well, a bunch of people in like a high school, and the narrator is just so fucking over the top at all times. It makes this like small thing just grand and hilarious, and I think that would be a very interesting life to live. However, I also think ReZero would be great, and then I could just choose the right waifu.
Do we forget about all the rest of that? What happens in ReZero?
Don't worry about it. It's worth it.
It's
I
the
mean,
one
if you
where
don't die, then
Well, I mean, yeah, you don't die, but you also experience your own death all the time, and gets
worry
to a
about it.
point where it's like, yeah, your mind just warps and breaks. Like, I don't feel like that would be a very nice existence, but
I've already been
I
through a
was thinking
lot. Might
about
as
that.
well ramp it up, you know?
Because yeah, like
Dig
I was definitely thinking about that one, and I was just like, oh yeah, like Rem is super cute, and that's all you have to
Right.
know. And but at the same time, I'm like, you have to be the main character and like live out the main character in a sense of things. Like
Yeah.
wouldn't have to be a 1-to-1, but at the
Listen.
same
So
time, just
remember
like, ugh.
though, is that because I'm making the right choice, how much would I actually have to
See,
experience?
Here's the thing, like the majority of the shit the main character in ReZero does is his own fucking fault.
That's
Yeah,
absolutely correct.
And
Right?
for Amelia, I feel like I am a lot smarter than that man and make better choices, which is obvious. And that's that. Hopefully I suffered less than what he got through, but my story would be less entertaining to us
See,
weebs.
you would run away with Rem, and then all your problems would be solved because you just live with Rem.
Exactly.
Until Ram
Boom.
went ahead and like gutted you because you stole her sister.
This is true.
Or I get both.
Yes.
The absolute compromise, and then Roswell comes after you because you took both of his servants.
I'll figure
Yes,
it out.
and then
Mike.
you have all
I'll
three.
figure it out. It doesn't matter.
Roswell has some hot honey right there.
Villain wise, I think it'd be sick to be a villain in Naruto, like some Madara type shit. I don't care if I die. Like I know the main characters are pretty fucking OP, but just to be that much of a force would be pretty slick.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Do some damage.
Realized I hadn't even done my civilian one.
Just some war plans.
I have
just all
finally
war
thought of my
plans.
civilian one.
I thought you mentioned your civilian one, Mike. Sorry, that's why I passed it off to Jay. I
Oh
thought
hell
you
no!
had already said it.
No, I'm still going off here. Even as like a main character one, I was like, oh, I just skipped over one too. As everybody knows, my most favorite anime of all time is Code Geass.
Yes.
Oh.
Why do we call me the true G-Gen here when obviously Mike is sitting here with a fucking like PowerPoint of things?
It's just a Word document, dude. Don't worry, it's only one page.
It's your
just
headphones.
I was gonna say you're the one with the sexy anime stickers on your headphones.
Yeah.
I can
Mike is a
change-
closet DJ. You were an out of the closet DJ.
Yeah. See all my nude anime stickers on the back of my iPad where nobody can see them because it's hidden by a case. Because it's just for me, so I'm not a true degen. I am a degenerate. Don't get me wrong. It's just I'm not the one true one.
The one to truly rule them all.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Now,
it's not my
like
destiny.
as it is, it's just like it took me a lot of work just to get some of the lewd sticker magnets into my computer, and they're like shuffled off to the side. So I'm just like, it's just for me. Don't worry. But
Meanwhile, you've got Jay and his fucking weeb wagon. I get it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Weeb
It's fine.
wagon.
I get it. Whatever.
Just embrace it.
I do.
Yeah.
I
Well, you
the
just tried
family
to fight
weeb,
it,
man.
so clearly not.
I agree I'm a degen and I agree I'm a weeb, but I do not agree that I am more of a weeb than any of you guys. I'm just more open about it.
Fair.
I mean, I read shit tons of manga. I actually don't watch that much anime.
I am in the same. I am full on. I will admit it. I am a manga cuck.
Yeah,
100%. I always catch myself being like, "Oh, but the manga. Oh, but the manga."
yeah, I am 100%
I'm a
that.
manga cuck.
I don't mean to
I'm
be.
sorry. Exactly.
I'm sorry as well.
the manga's better. Okay?
I can't sit through anime most times. Is the honest answer. That's the honest answer. Is
Mhm. See,
I
used
don't
to
have the attention span to sit there. I need like several forms of input at once. So I like blast music. I'll have something going on in the background, and I'll read manga all at once. So it like fills my ADHD like
Hmm.
to the full. And I can't do that with anime because I have to pay attention and read the subtitles, and it's just
Mhm.
too much.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and if you just like go off and do something for one moment and then come back, then
I'm lost.
it's gone because hey,
Yeah.
the subtitles are over. You have to be there all the time. Like I used
Right.
to read a lot of manga, but then I ended up starting to pay for a subscription on Crunchyroll. So I was like, okay, now I need to watch anime a lot more, and also just don't end up taking transit as much as I used to back when I was
Yeah.
back when I was a kid. So then like yeah, I'd be reading a shit ton of manga on the bus, but I don't do that anymore. So it's like I can't really do that while I'm driving.
Yeah, that's fair.
True.
All right, Mike. What was your civilian world that you picked?
I got two.
Two. All right, hit us.
So has anybody watched or know anything about Log Horizon?
No.
Yes. Yes.
It's basically Sword Art Online where people get stuck in a video game, but without any of the consequence of dying. So
Yeah.
basically, it's like, hey, you get stuck living your life out in a video game. You just go and level up and do raids and do dungeons and go on quests and all this other stuff. I'm like, that's perfect. Like, I could do that as a civilian. Like, I'm just playing a video game out in real life.
Damn. See,
That
I was
sounds
gonna
pretty
pick
good.
Sword Art
Yeah, that's it.
Online, but the only thing is if you die in the
Mhm.
game, you die in real life. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with you. Never seen Log Horizon, but hey, I'm in. I just want to play a video game.
That is a
It's nice.
very,
It's
very
VR
good choice.
Yeah, it's a nice, just
Civilian
like
Log
wholesome
Horizon
one.
gang.
Yeah.
And it's
We all want to
there's
be in
like a lot of
our
world
fantasy
building too.
world. Yeah, and there's like it's still like the fantasy life. You still get skills. You still get like it's a total like fantasy MMO that you're playing in like this deep dive type of gear, but you don't die. Like when you die, you just spawn back in the nearest town, and that's it.
Easy choice.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's an easy
Um,
choice for sure.
And then the other one that I had was Death Note because it's just pretty much like regular life, but so long as you're not a bad person, you don't get written up, you're fine.
True.
Did you read the Death Note one shot by the artist afterwards? Like the
No.
kind of one
I
shot
have
sequel?
not.
It's really good. Someone else finds the Death Note and they do something entirely different with it, which is cool.
I should.
Damn.
I'm gonna download that right now. I have Platinum
It's
End
just a one
downloaded.
shot too, so it's quick and easy, which is nice.
Word. Good to
But
look into that.
but yeah, and then like I still had that one more for a main character one, which was Code Geass and Dr. Stone, kind of like in that same kind of bubble,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like I just wish I was as smart as these characters because it's just so interesting to watch these people like overcome all of the adversities that are in front of them
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
just pure intelligence and like strategy.
That was
So I'm
what
like,
was so good about the beginning of Naruto was it wasn't about being just more powerful than your opponent. You had to be so much smarter than them. You had to be clever with your strategy and
Right.
stuff. Like,
And then they
I
got
got
into
real
that.
sad that it just turned into who can throw the bigger jutsu at each other. Because at the beginning, shit was so good.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong, I still like all of Naruto, but it was just so much better at the beginning.
I 100% agree.
Fair enough. Besides that, guys, we're coming to the end on this episode. However, we are releasing a bunch of new products on our site coming up soon. No dates yet, but they're in the works. We've got some samples. They look amazing, and once we're ready, we'll release those. That being said, we still have some other great products on our site currently. And since you're a awesome podcast listener, use the code PODI-Cast10 to save 10% off of your order. That's PODICAST 10. No spaces, all caps. That will get you some of our gear and support us and what we do. With that, though, thank you so much for listening. Thanks for coming out, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks' time.
Catch you later, piss sharks.
I have one more announcement. If you send us videos of you eating glow sticks or pooping crayons, we'll give you free merch, free shirts.
No, we will not. Do not.
Sign off. Cody,
No,
sign off.
No.